Man, Binks got me again.
Oh, Lord.
Every time I fall asleep in his chair, Binks gets me. So does Pumpkin, so does Winnie, and of course, so does Lucy.
Are we surprised?
No. And I know one of these days we're not going to be surprised when my wife takes a picture of me with all of my pets in my lap while I'm snoring. Loud.
Yeah, it's where they're comfortable. And all I got to say to that is, let's go!
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah!
Yeah, buddy.
Evil genius. That is Cole Johnson. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us in the region, across the nation, and around the world. The first half of today's show is brought to you in part by BetUS.com. Use the code Snowman and get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. BetUS.com, where the games begin. The Chiefs are still undefeated.
I'm not surprised.
No,
I should be, but I'm not, because it's King Mahomes.
it's Patrick Mahomes.
It's King Mahomes. Why are we surprised?
We're not. That's the thing, is we're not surprised.
And the thing is, they got off to a slow start. If this is what happens when they get off to a slow start, I'm almost afraid to see their enthusiasm when they blitz you. New Orleans found that out the hard way last night.
Well, they gotta be careful because they cannot keep going on slow starts because their team may not let them get back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the closest they've had a chance to actually go down was against the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow they still wormed their way out of that one.
Yeah, and they stole that game.
And then there was the one in Cincinnati that came down to a last-second field goal.
Right.
Man, 26-13 is the final. We will have all of that. We'll have all of that stuff and more on this edition of Snowman in the Morning. But first, as always, here's a whip around presented by Fanatics. The NBA is back in preseason form, and some of the scores include New Orleans beating Orlando 106-104, Memphis over Dallas 121-116, OKC over San Antonio 112-107, Utah 122, and Houston 113. And Philadelphia won their exhibition game over their visitors 139-84.
Who did they beat that bad?
A foreign team.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That's
So the Yanks say the Royals got lucky. We're going to find out how lucky the Royals can be when they switch to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City with the series tied at 1 game apiece. And I have the feeling there's an upset about to happen. Derek Carr suffered an oblique injury in the loss to Kansas City, and MRI is up next for him. Man, I feel for Derek Carr with the injuries that he has had to go through. Last but not least, our continued prayers and support for those of you that are dealing with Hurricane Milton, especially down in South Florida. Waiting on Droid to appear so we can get an update on that. We did have a hockey game scheduled for tonight. We're going to pull it just to be safe and out of respect to those of you dealing with Hurricane Milton. So our thoughts and our prayers are with you all. That's the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. That's the Whip Around, as I mentioned, presented by Fanatics. Use the code Snowman to get 25% off of your order. Fanatics, officially licensed everything. Coming up after the break, the Chiefs did it again and again and again and again and again. Who will be the first team to step up and say,
We gotta pause that.
But immediately after the break, a little bit of an NBA discussion. Why? There was a move that I was alerted to that happened during the summer, which I think is going to cause a team to panic. And I hate saying that, considering I like the team in question. This is Snowman in the Morning. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, W-I-Z-E. Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson-Brown stood 1-2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hurricane update to Shane we go.
Seems like so far there's no word on the postponement of the Bruins-Panthers game. Milton looks like he's going to slam the Gulf Coast of Florida by Wednesday, picking up steam as he does so. He was ranked at a Cat 5. He's currently Cat 4, but picking back up momentum. Unfortunately, the places that are going to be hardest hit already dealt with Helene earlier, and now they've got Milton bearing down.
Man, I hate seeing that. Oh, man, I hate seeing that.
Mother Nature's not playing, gentlemen. She is not playing.
They expect Milton to make landfall with at least 155 mile an hour winds by Wednesday morning.
All right, we'll keep our eye on. We will definitely keep our eye on that. Okay. Droid's not gonna like me for this, but I don't want to talk about the Chiefs. They won. Patrick Mahomes threw for 331. Juju Smith-Schuster caught 7 for $130, and the Saints got humiliated. That's about all that needs to be said.
Kamara went what? If I was looking at this right, 11 carries for 26 yards.
Meanwhile, Kareem Hunt reunited with Kansas City, 27 carries, 103 yards plus a touchdown. And this is with everybody that they that they're missing. See, this frightens me, and I mean that in a good way. I would love to see Droid is taking. Okay, Droid, rest up, brother, rest up. I hope they run the table.
They've shown they can win games clean, and they can win games that are down and dirty.
If the wife gave me a reason to cheer for another team, I have it.
Mm-hmm. It's the grittiness of the Chiefs right now.
Mm-hmm. And I've loved Patrick Mahomes since Texas Tech. When he had that shootout with Baker Mayfield, I mean, Mahomes throws for 734. Baker Mayfield throws for 5 bills.
Mm-hmm.
But I've loved Mahomes since Texas Tech. Okay, who am I kidding? And the Chiefs are a model franchise right now. Looking for the historic three-peat, and it would be historic if that happens. But they are rampaging along, and it looks like no one's going to stop them right now. That should frighten the rest of the NFL, not just for this season, gentlemen, but for seasons going forward.
I agree.
Yeah, that Texas Tech OU game was insanity.
What was it, 1,400 combined yards?
Looking at it right now, the two teams combined for an FBS record 1,708 yards of offense.
Oh, I was
while
off.
Mahomes and Mayfield combined for 1,279 passing yards.
Mahomes threw for what? 734?
52 of 88, 734. He also had, by my math, 85 rushing yards. So he had 819 total yards of offense, 5 touchdowns. Mayfield went 27 of 36, 545 with an additional 24 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yikes. We will never see a game like that again.
No, not a chance.
At least until Saturday. And we'll explain that during the second half of the show. But what can you say? Kansas City is the best team right now. And it's because of Patrick Mahomes.
We already said well before the start of the season that the NFC is going to run through Santa Clara and the AFC is going to run through KC.
And I still believe the NFC is going to run through Santa Clara. I still believe that. The AFC is going to go through Kansas City for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Reid and company have been proving that. All right.
They have it on lock.
They do. They have it on lock. And that's our discussion about the Kansas City Chiefs, the 2-time world champion Kansas City Chiefs. That's for you, Droid. Okay. Now I teased something before the break. And I got a question in the chat. First of all, let me welcome the Hawk TV. He's our first chatter this morning. About a move. I teased something about a move that kind of struck me. And it involves Russell Westbrook.
Oh, let Brick do now.
Cool McCain is not going to like me.
On the way,
he probably already knows this. He's in Denver.
He's chasing a ring that bad. He went to Denver.
Yep.
Yes.
He ain't going to get it out in Denver.
No.
I hope I shouldn't wish this, but I do because of the style of play. I hope he's gone by the second half of the year. The Nuggets were fine.
How is he going to incorporate in their offense?
He's not.
Right.
It's Russell Westbrook, for God's sakes. If he couldn't incorporate with LeBron James, I just threw up in my mouth. I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to mention their name, but I'll mention it anyway. If he couldn't cooperate with him, and if he couldn't cooperate with Paul George, who is now in Philadelphia, and I'll discuss that in a moment. How's he gonna cooperate with the best player in the game? And then I'm speaking of Nikola Jokic. How?
No, that's the question. I don't think he can.
I hope I'm wrong when I say this. And if I am, I will sit in front of this microphone and admit as such in June. I feel sorry for the Denver Nuggets. I would love to be wrong in saying that. But 40 years of basketball, I think I've seen a few things in situations like this.
I mean, as it is, Denver has him coming off the bench for the most part because they don't want to mess up their continuity with their starting five with Murray, Braun, Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and, of course, the Joker.
Good. Leave him there. Leave him on the bench. The only other time he came off the bench was in Washington. And that didn't work out so well after one season, did it?
Nope.
Good. Leave him there. Leave him there, dagnabbit. But how is this going to work?
It's not. Because Westbrook's going to want more minutes, and he's going to want to run the offense through him on the second line, and it's not going to work out.
Mm-hmm. I also did something I never thought I would do.
Which is?
I troubled my eyes. Yeah, that signal should tell you everything you need to know.
What in the hell did you do that for?
I troubled my eyes with watching Laker highlights.
Ew.
Oh, boy.
You didn't need a bucket beside you when you were done?
I had my wife who took the phone from my hand and said, "Put it down. You don't need to watch this bleep."
She was right.
Exactly what it was.
It was. Yeah. Here's what I found out from the 2.5 minutes that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
I am not impressed at all.
There's nothing to be impressed about.
Right.
I will never be impressed with this team. Ever.
Have they done anything to make you impressed?
Do you see this look on my face?
Have they shown you any reason to be impressed? Like, I'm
There's
sorry.
nothing to be impressed about.
Right.
I mean,
and you wondered why I'm shoveling caffeine in my system right now.
First of all, we have to get to the regular season for anything impressive can happen.
I said something on a Facebook page. That did all of that if you heard it. I said I hope the Lakers go 0-84.
That's clearly not going to happen.
I know.
They'll still have at least 5 or 6 wins this year.
They'll have more than that.
You know, I said that out loud. I typed it even louder.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't happy with me in that group.
I know they weren't.
And it all started with the response of, "How can you say such a thing? Like this? I hope they go 0-84." And then some genius, and I use the term loosely, said, "There's only 82 games in a season." You idiot. You incompetent idiot. I know there's only 82 games in a season, you fool.
You were counting preseason.
I was being totally sarcastic.
Oh, there's that too.
I was being totally sarcastic, but since the Lakers are 0-2 in the preseason, there you go.
Yet.
I know when that first win happens, that's when I'll be proven wrong, and I understand that. I get that. All right.
Well, it takes a monumental effort to go winless in the NBA season. We didn't think we'd see a winless team in the NFL season.
Then the Detroit Lions proved me wrong.
Exactly.
There have been a few winless teams since.
Right. So even if that's the case, it's still crazy to think you can go 82 to 84 games and not win a single one.
And not win a single one. And not win a single one.
Especially when you have Brooklyn involved, especially when you have New Orleans involved.
Jesus, not Brooklyn.
That dumpster fire.
Those you can automatically chalk up as a win if you're going against those teams.
Pretty much. Zion has looked less than impressive.
Why is the Brooklyn Mets still in existence?
Greed.
Yep. Pretty much.
I was thinking the same thing, then Victor said it aloud for me.
Not even fan greed. It's more like just corporate greed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Although you want to talk about corporate greed, I found something yesterday. Unfortunately, perusing social media.
What are you doing?
Whoa.
This kind of found me.
Unfortunately, doing what?
Perusing social media. And this.
What the hell did you do that for?
This found me as a motorsports fan. In 2026, the IndyCar Series, they're not going to run the Circuit of the Americas in Texas. No. They're not going to run Texas Motor Speedway. No. They're going to be running a street circuit next to both Globe Life and Jerry World.
I'm sorry. What?
Is exactly what every IndyCar fan is currently thinking. In the hell are they thinking? Yes, IndyCar is going to be running.
They're going to do what?
They are putting a street course together next to Globe Life and AT&T Stadium.
What in the all types of blue hell
is that?
It is going to be known as the Grand Prix of Arlington.
Oh, dear.
As if we didn't get enough of AT&T Stadium.
The Moronic Republic is now becoming NASCAR fans by the dozens.
You think?
IndyCar fans. NASCAR hasn't gone that stupid yet.
Oh, IndyCar fans.
Yeah, you just said a key word in your sentence.
Yet.
And I hope they don't.
Trust me, I've got enough to bark about in the garage with what NASCAR's been up to in the lawsuit that's coming forward.
Mm.
And the lawsuit includes Michael Jordan.
You know what? I think we're going to open the garage up next. Let's take a break. I'll see how fast I can create some things. And when we come back, we'll open up the dog's garage. It's driven by Midas. That's next when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Drew Willingham,
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
Yeah, we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
The garage is up next, but first, a little baseball as we have what we got on the docket today.
Well, we got ourselves a doubleheader. You're going to be calling one of the games. It's the Phillies and Mets game 3. Aaron Nola going for Philadelphia, while Sean Manaea will counter him for the Mets. And the Dodgers tonight at 9:08. They got Walker Buehler going on the hill for them, only to be countered by Michael King for San Diego.
Bueller. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, Bueller didn't exactly have a solid season, sitting at 1-6 with a 5.38 ERA going into today's game.
Yeah, and part of that is due to injury. Got to understand that, which I do. But when you come back, you gotta perform. Period. And right now, I think the Mets have the Phillies number.
They do. I mean, Mets are an emotional team the way they've been playing right now. I mean, they live for the moment that, can just drive the air out of a stadium. They did it in Milwaukee, and they've done it already in Philly, and here we go now back to New York for 3 and 4.
Thank you, Pete Alonso,
again
for that epic 3-run homer in Milwaukee. I couldn't believe it. In Milwaukee.
And not just any 3-run home run. He muscled that thing the other way.
Yep, went opposite way. And I thought the Mets were going to steal 2 from Philadelphia. They led 3 separate times in that game. 3-0, 4-3, and then 6-4. But I'll give kudos to the Phillies. They're not the number 2 seed for nothing.
Yeah, well, now they got to prove it.
Yeah, they do. Which means they got to steal both in New York. Because if it goes back to Philadelphia, I think the Mets take them. But I also think the Mets want to take care of business at home.
Yeah.
They want to take care of business at home.
I mean, it doesn't matter where they take care of business as long as they take care of the business. The problem is their first couple of games in the championship series are going to be on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Mets are the wildest of the wild cards right now.
Yep.
Which is absolutely scary that, how did Howie Rose put it? This fairy tale season continues on the fairy tale swing of Pete Alonso. Matter of fact, let me find that call. Let me find that call right now. And while I do that, to take y'all down memory lane, let's open the garage with the dog. It's all yours.
Well, NASCAR has done something stupid. They have pissed off somebody who, by himself, is a bigger brand than NASCAR as a whole. And that person is, of course, Michael Jordan. Because of because of the way the new charter and revenue sharing system is, Michael, who co-owns 2311 Racing alongside driver Denny Hamlin and Front Row Motorsports with their owner, let me take a look here, Curtis Polk, have filed a joint lawsuit against NASCAR and CEO Jim France over their anti-competitive and monopolistic control of the sport, including such things as buying a majority of the premier racetracks that are exclusive to NASCAR races, imposing exclusivity deals on NASCAR-sanctioned racetracks, acquiring the ARCA Series, the only notable stock car racing series competitor, preventing teams in participating in any other stock car events, also while retaining ownership over next-gen parts in the cars, and forcing teams to buy their parts from single-source suppliers chosen by NASCAR.
Damn.
And you want to know the crazier thing about it?
What's that?
You ain't gonna believe who these guys hired as a lawyer.
Uh-oh.
Does the name Jeffrey Kessler ring a bell?
It does. They
hired Jeffrey Kessler, a top antitrust attorney who has represented the players in all 4 major divisions. Helped push the NCAA towards an era of paid college athletes and won a landmark equal pay settlement for the members of the U.S. women's national soccer team.
Oops.
In early September, to set this up, NASCAR presented its final offer in what is essentially a revenue-sharing model. 13 organizations signed. 2311 and Front Row did not. Most of the teams, including Hendrick Motorsports and Richard Childress Racing, and Richard even came out saying that they didn't get this offer until almost 6:40 that night, and it had to be signed by midnight. And most teams signed this deal under duress or feeling threatened into doing so.
Oh, dear.
So once again, NASCAR has completely screwed up. And unfortunately, this is going to be a monstrous black eye for the sport no matter how this comes out. But it's like with what 2311 and Front Row Motorsports are wanting to do, and having Jeffrey Kessler involved, the landscape of NASCAR will be changing by the 2025 season beginning at Daytona.
Yikes.
Yeah, and Michael even had a statement saying everyone knows that I have always been a fierce competitor, and that will to win is what drives me and the entire 2311 team. Each and every week out on the track, I love the sport of racing and the passion of our fans, but the way NASCAR is run today is unfair to teams, drivers, sponsors, and fans. Today's action shows I'm willing to fight for a competitive market where everyone wins. Dear NASCAR, don't piss off Michael Jordan. You're going to get your ass kicked like so many teams did prior.
Dear NASCAR, you messed up.
Yep.
Badly.
And you're about to find out what everybody else knows when it comes to Michael Jordan. And when that tongue starts wagging, you are in for a bad time.
When that tongue is out, something bad always happens to the opponent.
Dear NASCAR, you just had a bag, and then you decided to fumble the bag.
Yep.
Thank you, Victor.
And on that note, that is the Dog's Garage, brought to you by Midas.
Visit your local Midas dealers for all of your needed repairs. Trust the Midas touch.
That's getting clipped.
I think I may have to make that a demonstration for all of us.
Because
that's a phrase I started with the WNBA, as most of you guys and as most of y'all know. Oh, Oh, dear me. I love you for that, Victor.
Appreciate it.
I know this is not a bag, but I'll use it as an example. Dear NASCAR, this was your bag. This is you fumbling the bag. Any questions?
That bag's about to get picked up by somebody rocking a red 23 jersey.
You know what, NASCAR? You deserve this one.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
Yep. I'll even agree with that.
Yeah. After the break, my wife sends a message to Victor.
Oh, God.
No, it's a good one.
Okay.
It's a good one. And of course, you know my wife, she's being very playful.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
My wife sends a message to Victor. And in part, it's to me too.
Okay.
I'll tell you what Dr. K said after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete! 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 Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time
And we RVers. were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I've just been laughing at the evil genius that is Cole Johnson.
I know, right?
You know what started all that? When he came up with the seal.
Yeah, easily.
Here's how that happened. He did that cheer. He mockingly did that cheer when we were off the air, and I told him, do it again so I can record it. I did, and he did the rest.
Right.
I did, and he did the rest.
Gotta love it.
We speed toward the end of hour 1 here on the program. And my rankings aren't ready yet, so I got to push that back to tomorrow. However, me and Dog had a fight this morning.
I wouldn't exactly call it a fight.
I would, just to be playful.
Okay.
Because we're planning our college football coverage for the week. I already told him my first game, and I got a promo for both games coming up here next hour. I already told him the first game. It was the second one that sparked him yelling at me. Victor, you know, at times when we're thinking the same thing and you would often tell me, get out of my head.
Yep.
I finally did it to Shane after 13 years.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I did.
All right. Let me set this up before we talk about things.
Please do. Please do.
I'm going down the schedule, getting ready to make the pick, get the 10 games set up for our picks for Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking things over. I get my picks in play. Okay, cool, well enough. And I'm like, hey, I tell Snowman, hey, you want to hear who I've got? He's like, well, I know one of the games you're going to have, and I can probably predict the second one you've got. Try me. What does he do? As I was looking at it on the list,
I yell out Ohio State and Oregon.
Buckeyes and Ducks.
Yep. At the top of my lungs, I say Ohio State and Oregon. And he yells, get out of my head, will you?
Yep.
I couldn't even go, what? As a response.
Right. Because you knew what you did.
I couldn't do it. Yes, I said Ohio State and Oregon.
Yep.
Look, I have not done a full college football season, honestly, since 2017 when I was covering Central State, which was fun in and of itself. And I got some adventures to share on that on that front. We'll do it at the top of the next hour. But I'm doing this one.
You're doing this one.
I'm doing these. Now I got to fix my printer. I got to blow up my office for a third time. And my wife, as I teased during the before the break, my wife sent a message to Victor, which was coupled with, and she says this about our entire crew. She loves the fact that everybody within our crew embrace how silly Jody and I are to each other, and how much we pick on each other. So the message is, Victor, and I think you know it very well. The answer is always
the Indianapolis Colts.
I can't do any other games in the household except the Colts.
Except the Colts.
And I said, but honey, the Niners play in the late afternoon. I don't care. The answer is now and forever will be the Indianapolis Colts.
Right.
And I said, damn it.
Yeah.
So what does my wife do? Last year, she found this.
Yep.
What does my daughter do? My daughter, Cheyenne, said, Pop, what do you want for Christmas? I said, a 49ers mug.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Cheyenne walks in here with?
49ers mug.
Mm-hmm.
A 49ers cup.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to find one of these for Jody, and I think I know where to look. But that's the playful message that she sent this morning.
Well, unfortunately, she's going to hate our December 1st plans.
She already knows. She already knows. And she said to me, hold on, let me do this correctly. Cole Johnson style. She said to me, quote, that's the only day I'll allow you to have a bunch of caffeine with the provision that you couple it with 3 gallons of water.
Mm-hmm.
Close quote. I said, baby, make it 4. I don't want to repeat what I did last Thanksgiving.
You're going to need 4 as well for New Year's since we've got that lined up.
And there may be a triple header this weekend. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
What are we getting ourselves into?
Craziness.
Let's take everyone behind. Let's take everyone behind the scenes. When we were planning our football schedule, our football broadcast schedule, man, we did not, and I repeat, did not think we would do a triple header.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
As we often say on the program, that's profiling.
And profiling
is wrong. Then we read December 1st.
Mm-hmm. Holy catfish.
Thank you for that. And thank you. I'm trying to remember the fellow who coined that phrase. As he's the voice of the Seahawks. I cannot remember his name for some reason, but he's the one that coined the phrase "holy catfish."
I'm looking for
Steve
that.
Rabel.
Okay.
Steve Rabel. And I had a chance to chat with him some time back. Steve Rabel is the fellow who coined the phrase "holy catfish." I have just borrowed it profusely. Man, the first game at 1:00, Colts, Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We were just going to do the Sunday afternoon game, our usual, the Colts and the 49ers. And I would get a bit of a break because the 49ers are the Sunday night game when they play the Buffalo Bills.
But then came the 4:25.
Yeah.
Then came the juiciest game on that schedule for week 13. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens.
In Baltimore.
I might just make that an open panel. I'll do the play-by-play, but I'll invite people up to talk with me.
That'd be cool.
Mm.
If I do that, y'all got to promise me that you'll keep it clean, because I will do an audio broadcast of this.
Gotcha.
You got to keep it clean.
Turn this into a watch party.
I just might. It'll be a watch party. It'll be a donation party. Oh, my Lord. My brain is turning 100 miles an hour right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. What the hell am I thinking?
And to think we're doing it again for the college football playoffs on January 1st.
January, man.
And that's a midweek thing, no less.
I know. And my wife commanded that I start the day with her before I even think of coming in this studio on January 1st.
Yep.
I said, yes, ma'am. I looked her in the eye and I said, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. No other things to be said. Just yes, ma'am.
Just yes, ma'am.
And that party kicks off at 1 o'clock with the Peach Bowl.
Yep.
Goes to 5 o'clock with the Rose Bowl, and then 8:45 with the Sugar Bowl.
The Peach Bowl
in Atlanta. So we go from Atlanta to Pasadena to Nolans.
Yep.
Key Ripes.
And what was it? And I remember back when it was just 4 bowl games.
I remember that, and you see it all day.
It was what? Sugar, orange.
It was the
Rose,
Cotton Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, and the Orange Bowl.
The Orange Bowl, yeah.
No, take that back. Switch the Cotton Bowl with the Fiesta Bowl.
Oh, Fiesta! I thought the Fiesta Bowl was.
So there were 5. So there actually, in actuality, there were 5 games.
There were 5. Okay.
There were 5 games.
Yeah. Well, now you've got all 6 bowl games being represented as the quarterfinals because the Fiesta Bowl is Tuesday, December 31st, with the Orange Bowl Thursday, January 9th, the Cotton Bowl Friday, January 10th.
Yikes!
That was Tostino's Fiesta Bowl.
What in the Vita Blue hell are we thinking?
Craziness.
And then the national championship game, Monday, January 20th in Atlanta.
You know we're doing that one.
7:30 p.m. kickoff.
You know we're doing that one.
Yes,
you know what's wild? When 2 years ago, Jody and I watched both semifinal games, TCU and Michigan, and then Ohio State and Georgia. You know what she asked me?
What's that?
She says, who are we rooting for? I said, in the first game, we're rooting for TCU because I can't stand Michigan. And in the second game, we're rooting for Georgia. She goes, oh, you want no Big Ten teams in the championship? Hell no.
He wants anarchy, folks.
I want complete and total anarchy. Of course, she plays devil's advocate, and she says, well, what if Ohio State and Michigan win? I said, then I ain't watching. She goes, oh, why not? You love football. You know you'll watch. I know that, but I'm trying to be true to my nature, which is anarchy. Well, unfortunately, Jody dozed off during Georgia's comeback.
Right.
And by the time the clock struck midnight, Georgia had won. And she saw the game winner.
Oh, she saw the game winner.
She woke up. She saw the game. She sat on the couch when the couch was in the other room. She sat on the couch and saw that Ohio State had gone up big, like 27-14. Why did we sit on the couch together?
Because you guys were enjoying yourselves.
Yeah. Dozed off. Came back. I'm jumping up and down here in my office.
Right.
Watching Georgia come all the way back. I hear her in the kitchen jump up and down. And she went, what? We said Happy New Year, shared a kiss, and went to bed.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Didn't move for 12 hours.
Them dogs did it again.
Follow along with us, folks, on YouTube, youtube.com/@SIT morning. We've hit halftime. And when we come back, we got more stuff for you. And I promise there's a lot more stuff. Second half of Snowman in the Morning. Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Williams Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young.
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
And ever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Jarrell.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I decided I'm cold in my office, so I put this thing on anyway. Besides, my honey got it for me.
Nice.
Right.
Second half of Snowman in the Morning begins, and it begins with a question. If there was an event in sports history you would love to have seen in person, what is it? While they think about that, the second half of today's show is brought to you by Fanatics. Use the code Snowman to get 25% off of your order. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Now, this is something that happened already in the past?
Doesn't matter.
Well, if something already happened in the past, it'll be the last championship that the Cowboys won, because I don't know if we're going to see another one for a while.
Now, how did I know you'd go there? One that I did experience, I got to experience it with my dad.
A ground ball past Jenks up the middle of the infield. Uribe has it. He throws. Out! A White Sox winner and a world championship. The White Sox have won the World Series, and they're mobbing each other on the field.
Well, hopefully, I would say in 5 years' time, we may see that again. I'll give it 5 years. I think that we'll
I'll do the same.
Turn around.
I'll do the same. I'll do the same.
As far as something else that's past that I would love to have been in person, it would have been 1998 when the Bulls won their second three-peat.
Yep, the shot.
I was working at Great America that night. Decided I quit. I'm going home, and I'm gonna see Michael Jordan do the damn thing. I quit. I went home,
and you saw Michael Jordan.
Do the damn thing.
Yep.
The bad part is they called me. Hey, you don't really quit, do you? I quit.
I quit.
I ain't coming back. You know, they begged me to come back.
You had enough, apparently.
I had more than enough.
You had enough.
Working at the train next to a doggone roller coaster.
Yeesh.
I remember old school Great America and just all the amazing rides.
You know what okay, I worked at the train because it allowed me access to a PA system. Okay?
Right.
Understood. One of the stations in Great America was next to, get this, the Iron Frickin' Wolf.
The Iron Wolf. Which is one I wanted to ride and finally did ride.
I got sicker than a dog.
Lord have mercy, that was crazy. The one that got me the most was the Shockwave.
Iron Wolf got my ass. Because we went in, listen, here's what happened. We went in early. because they were filming a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And if you came in early and you rode the Iron Wolf, you get a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I agree to that? At 310 pounds?
Man.
Why did I agree to that? I can just think,
Come on!
because that's what happened.
Well, when
I get strapped in,
mm-hmm.
and all my friends are looking at me going, "You're actually going to challenge this thing?" I look at it and I'm going, I don't know what the hell for. We get strapped in, and it's sitting straight.
Right, you're standing.
That thing we're standing, and it's standing straight. That thing began to move, and it began to tilt, and I'm thinking,
oh, hell no!
And really, it's not standing per se. It's you're on like a bicycle seat. You're on a bicycle seat, and you don't have any. You don't sit down. You just sit on that bicycle seat, and you got the overhead harness on you. And I'm like, why are we doing this? What? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Bicycle seat.
I remember riding Batman the Ride. I would give y'all some advice. Do not put all of your belongings in your shoes.
No. I did Iron Wolf on a dare for a commercial. I got off that thing, and I was wobblier than normal.
Did you do American Eagle?
Yes.
I
wanted to blow that sumbitch up.
You probably did Shockwave at some point.
Yep. Eagle, Shockwave, Viper, Iron Wolf, Batman. And Batman. Listen, I got dared to try Batman.
I did Superman, the Superman ride too.
I got dared to try Batman because I signed off. We signed off early. It was going to be a while before the bus took us back to the city. Hey, Brian, what? You want to try Batman with us?
Hell no!
Right.
Oh, come on, man. You'll enjoy it.
Hell no!
That's all I kept saying.
Hell no!
Right.
Hell no!
Absolutely not.
No.
They got me on that thing anyway.
I know they did.
They got me on. They got me on that
I'm
thing
gonna
anyway.
ask. Was
With
it
my
food?
feet? I'm glad I didn't eat anything. Because once I saw my feet dangling,
you were done.
I was done for.
Now Superman's even worse because Superman, they tilt you.
Not in this world. Not in this
And
world.
actually, here's the crazy thing. So Shockwave got discontinued.
Yeah.
And that's where Superman was put in Shockwave's place, which kind of made me mad because I love the Shockwave. Every time I went to Great America, I'd always I always ride the Shockwave.
Give me a water ride, and I'm good.
And then the Raging Bull.
Which is a great big pile of
hell no.
Now, you not only have a massive, I think it was 120-foot drop. I think that's the measurement. And then after the drop, you come up and you're at a 90-degree angle.
Not in my life.
I was like, you know what? I'll try many things. This is not one I'm trying. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Not in this world. I'd say it another way that would make Richard Pryor proud, but it wouldn't make my wife proud, so I'm not going to do it.
And then a girl named Kiana stepped up.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
She said, if you ride it with me, I'll give you a peck on the cheek.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. Shane is correct. Shane is correct.
Just saying.
Shane is absolutely 100% correct. I got on.
You had the literal blank frightened out of you.
Because the thing is that the way that the bull is not a straight up and down. It's up. You do one dip, and then it levels off, and then you dip again, and you're like, "Oh no!" Yep. And unlike Great Iron Wolf, you only have this small harness around your waist. That's it. That's it. Nothing on your shoulders. Nothing. You
Raging freaking bull, which is a great. Never mind. Listen, when I worked at Cedar Point in 2005, I worked at Valley Fair first in 2000. Okay. They were introducing a ride called the Power Tower.
Power Tower.
The Wild Thing was nearby, and Wild Thing is their most popular roller coaster.
Wow.
207 feet in the air.
Oh no. Oh, absolutely not. Nope.
My supervisor looked at me and said, I dare you to ride the Wild Thing. Hell no. No. Hell no. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no, you ain't no. Nope. No way. No how. Never. Then this happened. Naomi showed up. Naomi walked her fine tail by me, gave me a hug, and I had just gotten to know her. Why don't you do Power Tower with me? Are you sick?
No.
Power Tower is higher than Wild Thing.
Right. No.
Then my supervisor came with an offer I couldn't refuse.
Oh no.
Knowing your situation, because I was homeless for a couple weeks. Knowing your situation, if you take a sample ride on the Power Tower, I will pay for your lunch and your meals the first 2 weeks until you get paid. Ah, bleep. You're on.
This is blackmail.
God bless him. God bless him. I got in that thing. Now there's 2 towers. The first tower, you go shh, and then drop slowly. The second one is the reverse. You go up slowly, and then
right.
The red tower is the one where you raise up slowly, and then you'll.
So basically, it's like a Tower of Terror in Great America.
Yes. So Naomi says, ride the red tower with me.
No.
I got in that thing.
Why'd you do that?
I'm looking up at the Wild Thing. Then I'm looking at the Wild Thing.
And you're looking
and then
down
I'm looking down
at the Wild
Thing.
And you're thinking to myself, why didn't I just choose the Wild Thing?
Exactly. That thing went and I lost my throat.
Oh, yeah.
I got out. And this before the park opened. This is like 2 weeks before the park opened. Because we were doing a lot of cleaning, okay? This is 2 weeks before the park opened. My supervisor's waiting for me. Hey, you made it. I'm going to punch you right in your nose. But see, you made it on Power Tower. I'm going to sock you right in the nose.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what happened.
In the nose.
I'm going to sock you in the nose, and I'm going to kick you in the crotch.
I am going to punch you
in
your nose.
I'm going to sock you in the face. And he's laughing the whole time. I don't see a doggone thing funny.
Right. I don't see nothing funny. I'm going
You
to
about
punch
to get
you
a
in
stone.
the
You about to
nose.
get a stone cold stunner and a sock in the nose, and you're laughing.
What?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You about to get a stone cold stunner.
What?
A rock bottom.
What?
A last ride.
What?
And a pedigree.
What?
And you're laughing.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And he's just sitting there cracking up. He's cracking up.
I know he is.
And one of the rules, you can't make any threats against supervisors. I know that. And I came off the power tower and I said every threat in the book.
Right.
I didn't get written up once.
Well, of course not.
I calmed down. He pulled me in the office. And at this point, I realized what I did. So I'm in a pool full of tears.
Right. You're like, oh,
and he said,
I'm fired.
You're fine. You had the literal blank scared out of you.
Literally.
I said, just about literally. You had the literal blank scared out of you. You're fine. And also, a deal's a deal.
A deal is a deal.
Yep.
Man, what I tell as far as that Kiana, she upgraded from cheek to lips, and I was like, okay, I can float home now.
That's what Naomi did to me.
Done.
That's what Naomi did to me.
I can float home now.
You know what? We had Challenge Park night at Valley Fair in 2000. We had Challenge Park night, which included mini golf.
Mm-hmm.
I had a challenge placed before me.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
18th hole was the most impossible hole you can think of because there's a hill, you go down the hill, and then you go around the bend, and the ball's supposed to come out and go in the hole.
Is there a windmill involved?
No.
Oh.
Thank God. Naomi, in front of everybody, said, look, I know you're good at this. If you put that thing in that hole, if you make a hole in one, I'm going to kiss you in front of everybody. So at this point, I'm praying, don't go in the hole.
Right. Don't go in the hole.
So what does old Snowman do? I drop to my knees and I shoot that thing like a pool cue.
Mm-hmm.
And we take off down the hill, around the bend, over the tracks. On the other side, pops out of the tube, right in the hole.
What? And Snowman's here like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I did everything I could to try and miss that. How does
I purposely shot it like a pool cue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for all of y'all thinking, you're not talking about sports. Yes, we are. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
This man channeled his inner Philip Banks and ended up dropping.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, the end of that story.
Oh, God.
Mm.
And I don't believe, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened. And I can't believe this is going to happen either. Snowman in the Morning is going home to Chicago, where this crazy show started 11 years ago, October 22nd and 23rd, 2024. We'll be live from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time in downtown Chicago. We'll be right by McCormick Place.
Sweet
Snowman in the
home.
Morning.
Oh, I know you guys. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jody's event is at McCormick Place. I'm bringing my toys.
And that's a beautiful hotel too.
I know. That's where we will be, and that's where I'm going to raise hell. I get a chance to raise hell with my honey in tow.
And you'll be on
it.
And you'll be on the lakeside too.
I'll be on the lake. I'll be on the lake. It's October 22nd and 23rd in downtown Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks will all be featured. A lot of Chicago sports talk will be featured when we go home. Of course, we'll give you the national scene, Give you we give you any and everything on the best sports show on the planet. Let's take a break. When y'all get back, the token female will join us, and Alison Moran, who delivered one of the lines of the year.
Yep,
did. And you gonna give it to her again.
And I got the feeling we're gonna get another one.
Yep, we are.
I just have that feeling.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. But I just have if I know Allison as well as I do, and I think I know her pretty well, there's gonna be another one. I just feel it.
Here we
When
go.
she does that, I'm under this table.
Yep.
Then allow
Just
me
like
to say,
yes,
we're back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Waiting on Allison to arrive, and she is here. Now,
all right,
let's set this up. A couple weeks ago, Allison was with us talking all things WNBA, which is going to be our discussion today. And then, like most of our guests do, she delivered a mic drop moment of the year in talking about Kennedy Carter. And the discussion was, what do they do with Kennedy Carter? And then Allie just said, keep the bitch.
Yep.
Which had this whole panel screaming in laughter.
Yes.
What is she going to deliver today? My next 3 words are as follows.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Allie is here and she's with us. She is every Tuesday. Hi, Allie.
Hey there. How are you guys?
How you doing?
We're doing awesome. Thank you. Gorgeous day. Happy fall day. It's yep. And by the way, you misquoted me, baby.
Uh-oh.
I said sign the bitch. Kennedy Carter needs to be on that team. That's all I'm saying. That's right.
UCD have brought us Alison Moran, and she drops it
again. You gave me the open, baby. I'm going to follow that open.
Good.
What?
About 30 seconds in, we already get the mic drop. This segment's cooked.
You say
it's what I do. That
Speaking
is so.
of WNBA, we have a winner-take-all Game 5 on the docket, do we not?
We certainly do. Connecticut Sun and the Minnesota Lynx tonight. It's going to be a nail biter. I'm predicting it's going to go to overtime. Game 5 is it. Here's how it breaks down. On Sunday, okay, you've got the Connecticut Sun have never won a WNBA title. Surprising. That 28 years. Guess what? Neither has the New York Liberty, who made their final on Sunday, and hey, there we'll see what happens with that. But tonight, you have got 2 teams that are desperate to get to the next level, and they're playing at the Target Center. So. Let's break it down a little bit. On Sunday, Taisha Harris, 20 points. Let's see. You've got Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, 18 points. Dejanay Carrington, who's the subject of another controversy that I'd like to cover this morning with Christine Brennan. We'll get to that later. Now, if Connecticut wins tonight, it's going to be a battle of the never-hads in the final.
Yep.
Neither have won a championship, and this is going to be big. Connecticut leads the all-time series between the Lynx and the and Connecticut. Their all-time series 44 to basically, sorry about that. Their regular season series wins 32 to 27 overall. Okay. So Connecticut took the first game. 73-70. That was a nail biter. Minnesota comes back the second two games, 77-70 and 90-81 for their next two. Sunday's was a 92-82 win. And we got a problem here. The Sun's going to be without Tiffany Mitchell. So we've got a major player who's probably going to be playing out. What they should do is the likely starting line for the Sun is going to be Tyesha Harris, Dejanay Carrington, DeWanna Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, and Brianna Jones. But expect them to substitute in Marina Mabry, the Chicago Sky's most fervent mistake of 2024 is to let her go. You can also every time they're going to take an outside shot, they need Marina Mabry in there. Okay, that's going to make a difference. Now it should be a good combination to get those guys in there. Also, Veronica Burton off the bench. Minnesota should be for Minnesota, it should be a powerhouse combination. Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, Bridget Carlton, and of course, Nafisa Collier and Alyssa Smith and Natasha Hedeman. Those are the probable lineups for tonight. What do I expect? I'm expecting that they're on the Target Center floor. Yep. I'm expecting overtime tonight. I'm expecting.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
I would suspect 2 overtimes for this game to be completed. Who do I expect to win? Damnation, that's a toss-up. Damnation, I give them even odds. I'll tell you. I will tell you that the odds favor the home team. The odds favor Minnesota. However, Connecticut has been a surprise all year long. They, just like the Liberty, have said numerous times that this is the year they're going all for broke. This is the year that they feel they have the talent. That's one of the reasons why they really wanted Mabry on that team. There are odds makers. Now the money lines for all those betting folks in the audience. Okay, Connecticut. There's a let's see. The Connecticut has, God, I just saw this and and now what's wrong with me? I cannot find money line. The Sun is a plus 66, 166. And the Lynx, believe it or not, even playing at home, are a negative 193. Go figure. Go figure.
Indeed.
What's that?
Go figure, indeed.
Yeah. The spread is the Sun at a plus 5, and we'll see. I'm going to give it to the Connecticut Sun. I'm gonna. What's that?
That's who I'm picking. I'm picking Connecticut. I'm picking Connecticut to win it.
The whole thing, or just tonight?
Just tonight.
Yeah,
because winning the whole thing has been a toss-up all year, and it's something we had talked about from the get-go, how much of a toss-up it would be. Tonight is no different. 2 of the best teams going at it in a winner-take-all game 5 with a spot in the WNBA finals on the line, and we will indeed be covering the WNBA finals. And good luck to both teams. Good luck to both teams tonight. There was something else that you wanted to touch, and I'm glad that you put this in the roster, and that is the shakeup of the front office of the Indiana Fever. It's all yours.
Okay. Well, as you probably know, Lynn Dunn came out of retirement to be the general manager of the Indiana Fever. And the poor lady is so tired. She's had a 45-year career. She deserves a little rest. She's moving to a senior advisor role, and Amber Cox is taking over in Lynn's position. Now, here's the deal with Amber Cox. She doesn't have the same kind of ties to the current roster of players on the Indiana Fever as Lynn Dunn has. Lynn Dunn was the one who drafted Caitlin Clark. She was the one to have, and let's just say, Caitlin Clark is going to be so protected. There's going to be armor around that woman.
Oh yeah,
we can only hope so, because she took a beating this past season.
Yeah, she did.
She certainly did, and she's somehow come out of it unscathed so far. We may hear later on how much time she spent in therapy to make sure that happened. It's going to be a real interesting thing, though, this season. We've got one Kelsey Mitchell, whose contract may or may not be renewed. I'm voting here for renewal for
Same
Kelsey. She is amazing. It's going to change the roster some, though, and my guess here is that they are going to be in a Amber Cox. She's been around the WNBA for a very long time, and she is going to she was brought in to market the team better and make better decisions. Now, I don't know how much better a decision you could make than what Lynn Dunn has accomplished through the last couple of seasons. But I think that what's going to happen with Amber Cox is that she is going to be strengthening, first of all, the player and management relations. I think at times there's been issues there. They've another question she's going to be responsible for is who they're going to protect in the dispersal draft for the Valkyries of Golden State. And this is going to be an interesting decision for them, because the core of the Indiana Fever can only get stronger over the next year. And I'm guessing that some of their bench players are going to be the ones that go, but Kelsey Mitchell is the most vulnerable in this scenario. I say, can I say it again?
Say it, please.
Keep the bitch. I think
it won't be the last time she says. It won't be the last time she says that, folks. I mean, but you're right. Mitchell is the key to Indiana next year. She is such a key for them. Aside of Caitlin Clark, between her, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, Indiana has their big three. They got their big three.
Exactly. Without them, you don't get to the playoffs this next year. And Caitlin is still only going to be a sophomore in this league, and she's still going to need some refining. And kind of like Michael Jordan, you're going to need the players around her that she feels comfortable with. Let's be honest. They're they're a team that is building for a very long future with Caitlin Clark. And so they've got to have the people that she's comfortable with, that she knows is our go-tos, and those three made a real good triumvirate last year, I gotta say. It's now, interestingly enough, I checked on the prices of the playoff games minus Caitlin Clark, and they're lower. They are lower. They are right now. As of last night on StubHub, the highest ticket was $449. Now that's a steep drop from where it was. I'm like, geez, I could afford to go.
Right.
Not at $449, mind you, but the lowest price tickets were something like $39. Now that's more affordable for everybody, but that just shows you that there really is a Caitlin Clark effect here. And for the worst of times, it's like, my prayer is that viewers and WNBA sports fans really come see everybody else in this league, because the league is not just Caitlin Clark. The league is this group of phenomenally talented people who have worked their asses off for the last, for 28 years. This league has built, and I mean, it's the best talent in the world. And so I'm challenging the people in Minnesota today: go out and buy those tickets for Game 5.
Because you want to see a full house at the Target Center. Target Center seats 19,000. We know what we can do at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. That's 17,170. That's 17,174.
Yeah.
The Barclays Center in Brooklyn, that's over 18,000. You can sell that out. The Chase Center in San Francisco, that's 18,500. That's going to be a full house.
Exactly, especially
a full house.
Yeah,
every time.
Yeah, especially for a first-year team. I mean, it's going to be exciting to have Golden State back in the game in women's basketball. I can't wait. It's going to be fabulous. I may actually have an excuse to visit my little brother out there.
You got a few excuses to visit your little brother out there.
I do have
one of them is the Chase Center. I want to get an excuse to go out to San Francisco and take my bride with me.
I do have a question. I do have a question.
What, honey?
After the All-Star weekend this last season, with the shootout heard around the world between Steph and Sabrina, I want to know, do you think there will be more crossovers like that? Maybe in the skills department? I mean, heck, maybe in a slam dunk contest where you have some of the WNBA players that slam dunk, have them come in and then kind of challenge the guys with it. Do you think that's going to be in the future?
I would love it. Now, years ago, when I was working with Les Grobstein and Steve Leventhal, I actually suggested something similar to that, having a shootout with the guys. And even having, like a couple of exhibition games, WNBA versus NBA. They said, and Les looked at me and he goes, "Are you crazy? Are you nuts? That the guys would pulverize any woman out there." I'm going and I'm saying, come on. What you think we're so delicate we can't take it?
I mean, at least give it a try. At least
you know how Grobber is.
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of working with Les Grobstein. God bless him, but
God rest his soul.
Exactly. God rest his soul. God rest you, Les Grobstein.
Yes.
Les was such a character.
He was. I mean, he was one of my best friends in the entire world, and and it's because of him basically that I'm here today, because he really fought for me and fought for my life, in the sports world, and was my protector, my friend, and put me up for every job that I ever had in sports. And it's you can't minimize or explain how special that was. And
Right.
the fact is, he was a great proponent of women's sports and of women getting into the action. He was the first play-by-play guy for the Chicago Sky.
Yes,
he was, and made sure that he fought for me to get the position as a sports blogger way back when on the now defunct yoursportsfan.com, and worked for that company for almost 20 years. And it was it was because of him. And so, but in terms of men women competition, he was so old school. And
and then Allie runs into me, and I'm saying, "Bring it on! Let's see what happens."
I mean,
exactly. Well, you're a younger generation too, Brian, and that I would absolutely love to see a skills challenge. I really would.
So would I.
Yeah,
and what prompted that for me was seeing, and I think this name should sound familiar to a lot of folks from Chicago. Her name is Candace Parker.
Yes.
And Candace surprised me. I was doing a game at UIC. The whole crew was there. We were in between games. And all of a sudden, Candace Parker just came and sat next to me, and I started shaking. This when she was at Naperville Central. She just came in with that big smile and goes, "Hi, how are you?" And like, "Hi."
Right.
And she said, "What's wrong?" And God bless her, Candace reminds me of my children with that sweet smile of hers. I said, "Candace, I have a request." Before I could finish the request, she's putting the headset on.
All right.
I'll put it like this: Candace Parker has always been like a very gracious, sweet individual.
Yes.
From what we've seen, I think we should call some of her games. So she's always been a very sweet individual.
Yeah.
I love her
so much. It was so much fun. It's so much fun covering women's sports. I remember one year I had the chance to follow UIC women's basketball for the entire year, and you know this very well, trying to do this on your own minus a budget, trying to compete with some of the other folks in Chicago. It prevents such a problem. But I will say this: Eric Simpson, who is now the athletic director, I believe, at Marist, did a huge favor for me when he would line up the games for me, especially the ones nearby, talking about Wisconsin, Michigan, and all. And all that, you know, he would give me some of the best deals on how to get up there, and I would get a rental. I drove up to Wisconsin, saw them knock off Wisconsin. The only ones I couldn't make were the ones out on the West Coast because I had duties in Chicago at the time. But covering women's basketball in Chicago, that was the best thing, which leads to this. A mutual friend of ours, Doug Bruno, is on a medical leave from DePaul. And this will be his 39th season at DePaul. 39 years.
39 years, 50 years in the business. 50 years, including 3 seasons as the former Chicago Hustle head coach, and 1979 to 81. Yeah, Doug is a very, he's the most patient, the most gracious coach that I have ever met in my entire life. He suffered what people are terming a medical incident. They're not being specific about what it is, but he has right now an indefinite medical leave, and we wish him all the best. We pray for his safe healing and return to the bench of the Blue Demons. And right now, Jill Pizzotti is taking the team in. They start their season on October 18th with an exhibition game, and the regular season opens November 6th. But let's take a look at some of the things that he has done. He's competed in 26 NCAA tournaments, 17 in a row.
Yep.
From the aughts of 2000 through the mid 2000s. He's reached the Sweet 16 4 times. And as you said, 50 years as coach and 39 at DePaul. And you know, the thing is that seeing the DePaul Blue Demons without Doug Bruno behind the bench is going to be very unusual. I don't recall him ever taking time off, but I don't want to speculate on the cause, but the man is 73 years old. He is, after all, a college sports Hall of Famer already, deservedly so. He has also he assisted Gino Auriemma and USA women's basketball, helping them to one of their, 8 or 9 gold medals now. And I mean, this man is just a legend in his own time. Let's right now just wish him all of the best in the entire world and pray for his very quick recovery. I mean, at 73 years old, I mean, these old guards, Gino Auriemma, and Doug Bruno are the two kind of left standing from that era of when women's basketball became prominent. It was Pat Summitt at Tennessee. It was Kay Yao at North Carolina State. It was all these people who now have, floors dedicated to them, like Doug Bruno Arena at McGrath Arena. That's who he is.
I've done so many games at McGrath Arena and covering girls basketball in the public league and women's basketball there at DePaul. Yeah. And I wanted to cover DePaul so badly that Coach Bruno himself said, come on by for a couple of games. I got you on press row. And what makes him even more fun, I've been to DePaul's season opener for men's and women's basketball. They held it at McGrath Arena. Of course, the PA announcer, very dear friend of mine, Gene Honda.
Oh yeah,
there, emceeing the.
I adore Gene.
And seeing the opportunities, man. I'm gonna make my way up there. I'm bringing my bride with me, and I'm gonna do my best to get on the mailing list and on the press list for DePaul women's basketball. And we gotta go. This is Alison Moran joining us here on the program, as she always does every Tuesday with the Token Female. My dear, you're an absolute delight and a breath of fresh air. I thank you.
As are you.
See you next week.
All righty. See you next week. Enjoy the day. And gosh, go WNBA finals. We'll have a lot to talk about.
We'll have a lot to talk about. Thank you, Allie.
All righty. Bye-bye.
If you think that was fun, we got a triple header for you on Saturday, as we have College Football Now presented by BetUS.com. The first game will be the Red River rivalry, the Texas Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Then we go to Oregon for 2 versus 3, Ohio State versus Oregon, And we finish the night in Boulder with the Kansas State Wildcats and the Colorado Buffaloes. That's College Football Now, presented by BetUS.com, the pregame show to your college football day. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. So long, everybody.